Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel PHYSICSSIRJEE, and here we are in PHYSICSSIRJEEQUICKIES, and I have brought forward to you a concept that is very practically observed in real life and which could play a part in one of the future JEE advanced questions. Okay, and it's also from a general bugging topic for the students of fluid dynamics, and also often students get confused for a given phenomena whether the Bernoulli's equation is applicable or not. Okay, so of late JEE advanced has been asking many questions on this concept, so this is my prediction for a future JEE question. Okay, so I have picked this question from one of the old Resnick Halliday versions. The newer version doesn't have this question. So here is the diagram for the problem. I'll try to first of all explain the problem situation, then I'll give you the problem statement, and we'll try to put that problem statement within the JEE model. And also as a bonus, I'll try to give you some extra information on this particular situation for Olympiad aspirants also, and it is an ignoble winning concept that we are going to discuss here. Okay, so and also as always, we'll top it off with the 5 most predicted problems for the JEE Advanced, upcoming JEE Advanced in the topic of fluid dynamics. So with all this excitement, let's move forward. So first of all, what is teapot effect? The teapot effect is something where we see in day-to-day life activities where we try to pour a liquid like coffee or tea from one vessel to another one. This part is called the lip of that particular vessel. So through this lip, if you're not very carefully pouring it, or if you're not pouring it in a certain speed, and if the design of this lip is not proper, then you would see instead of pouring it out nicely like this, on the left side you could see this is a ugly dribble, right? So the liquid actually flows back on this particular material, which is unwanted, right? You want the liquid to leave the material and not cling on to it. Okay, so this is nothing but a teapot effect. Okay, so we'll try to take a simplified version of this. I'll also give you the complex version and its bonus aspects, which we'll take up in the future video. So with this initial information, let's try to see the problem statement. So here's the question. So the actual question from Resnick is here, and also some bonus questions I have added, keeping in mind the JEE Advanced syllabus. Okay, so if you want to give it a fair try, pause the video here, read it for 2 or 3 minutes. It's a pretty simple, straightforward question, and try to answer it, and then go for my concept along the video, solution, the bonus parts, and also the 5 practice problems at the end. Okay, so here we move on. The teapot effect: water poured slowly from a teapot. Now here he has assumed that that thing is completely horizontal, can double back. Double back means going like this. Okay, so under the spout, for a considerable distance before detaching and falling, the water layer is held against the underside of the spout by the atmospheric pressure. In this figure, in the water layer inside the spout, that is inside the spout, point A is on the top of the layer and point B is the bottom of the layer. And in the water layer outside the spout, that is the liquid that came out, point C is at the top of the layer, which is attached to that materials of the solid, and point D is at the bottom of the layer. So A, B, C, D in sequence are the 4 points inside and outside. Rank these 4 points according to the gauge pressure in water there, taking the most positive one first. That's the question from Resnick. The 2 more questions that we are going to answer as part of this video is between which pair of these points, while you are answering the Resnick question, A, comma, B, comma, C, pick any pair. Which pair is the Bernoulli's equation valid, or which pair it is not valid, and why not? Okay, so that's the idea. And is surface tension involved in any of the explanation of this question? So there is a difference. What do we require for this question? For that, do you need surface tension? That's first one. Second one, in order to explain the entire phenomena, the whole complex one, which we are not dealing here, does surface tension exist in that explanation? So we're going to see all those things. So I hope you've given it a fair try. Let's go ahead and try to solve this particular situation. Okay, right? So let's move forward. Before we move on, a humble request as always, right? So with all the effort that I'm putting into make sure that the preparation goes very well and you get more and more accustomed to seeing physics not just as problems but also understand and touch and feel the subject. So please do encourage the channel. Just you need to hit the like button immediately after or you can stop the video right now, like it off, so that I can get the enough support. Okay, so all this already has been told to you, so I'll just move forward. In order to make the last minute preparation for the students more comfortable and also quick, I've added all the latest videos in the website of ours. Here's the website link, physicsssirjee.in, and all the playlists have been updated. So I've already told you about this, so just wanted to remind you to go there and avail them for free. So the actual process involves lots of concepts. So here I'm again cautioning you, the actual why this is flowing like this, we are not actually trying to explore in this short video, right? But a lot of people will be interested, and it's a very simple concept actually, even though it's not part of JEE Advanced. Some of the viewers here are so good that they'll be interested in taking up the INPHO and IPHO Olympiads in the future. So I would request you to take a note. I have shared a research paper on the explanation on this. Okay, so all that complete explanation is not needed for JEE, but if you are an aspirant for Olympiads, so please go to the description and I've shared a PDF there. Okay, so we'll take up few points of that. Okay, now the correct calculation for the given problem, so the problem that I showed from Resnick is going on like this. So imagine that you are having the liquid that is going out like this, and the same ABCD points I have taken up here, and I've drawn a streamline joining B across the surface to the C outside, this red colored one. Okay, right? And you do realize that if I take a fluid element of certain volume here containing points A and B, which I've drawn down, so this is the fluid element which is from here, and same thing I can do for the C and D, which is under that particular spout. Okay, right? So C and D is here. You realize in real life that this B, which is in contact with the surface, will have a lower speed as compared to the top surface, which is A at the higher speed. So this is actually going to have some viscous element to its flow. Okay, so the flow is viscous, and therefore one of the conditions that is required for applying Bernoulli's theorem across streamline is that it should be non-viscous. So I've struck that off as a condition. And also this kind of straight line viscous flow I've already proved in one of the past videos. I'll give the link in the next video for the newcomers to this channel. So it is a rotational flow. It's a viscous and therefore a rotational flow in this scenario. Okay, so two conditions which were prerequisites or primary requirements for Bernoulli's equation to be applicable are gone. Yes, it is still laminar flow, and it is just still a steady flow. What is meant by steady flow? A steady flow is that one where if you are ensuring that the fluid elements keep replacing each other one after another, the flow looks almost as if it's frozen in time. Okay, so it looks like a photograph, but it's actually video. I'll show you a simple example of another laminar and a steady flow, something like this. So can you see it looks frozen now, right? It looks frozen. I have frozen the video, but let me play the video. Even while playing it, unless this person touches this particular liquid, you will not be able to realize that it is steady. It is becoming steady because every fluid element, once it goes to a new position, another fluid element takes its position as if to tell you that if you make equations for one instant of time, those equations can be used for all instants. That's the meaning of a steady flow. Okay, and laminar means there is no intermixing of layers. Okay, so just watch this one. Yeah, you could see unless you touch it, it looks as if it's completely frozen in time, and that's the meaning of a steady flow. So in our actual video here, it is going to be steady and laminar, but these two conditions are not valid. So Bernoulli's equation is not applicable between A and B points because rotational flow prevents it. As I said in the old video, we have already taken the point that only for irrotational flows, we can apply Bernoulli's equation across two different streamlines. So A and B are part of a rotational flow, so you cannot. Similarly, between B and C, which is the same streamline, you can argue, but there is viscous drag across the surface. So viscous flow is going to prevent. So if you are analyzing this problem using Bernoulli's equation, you might end up getting a wrong answer. So one thing is very clear, A and D, just look at it, top and the bottommost are open to atmosphere. So the P at A and P at D, that is a pressure, will be atmospheric. So we need to analyze it in a different manner, not Bernoulli's equation, to get to the idea whether the B and C are pressures higher than atmosphere or lower. And that's what we are going to do in the next slide. Okay, so for those students who are new and want to know the difference between rotational, irrotational flow and how Bernoulli's equation can be applied across two streamlines, and a lot of important practice problems. I've already made a wonderful video. I would say wonderful because it has got great response on this channel in the past, and this is the right time to revise that video if you have already watched it. And in case you are new, I would urge you to watch this before your JEE advanced examination. All the explanations given in this video were at school level. It's not the graduation type of explanation. It's just basic explanation, so you would love them. Okay, so it's very important for fluid dynamic enthusiasts too. So we're back to the problem, and once we have realized that we can't apply Bernoulli's equation, we'll try to use the idea that this fluid is keeping itself in contact with the surface and moving in a rotational manner. So it should get pressed against the surface. So this line, which represents a solid, I have drawn it here, and this AB part fluid, I have drawn it here. So it should get pressed against that surface in order to stay in contact. Otherwise, it would have just lifted off. So the pressure at B point should be higher than the pressure at A point in order to ensure that. So the gauge pressure at B will become positive. Similarly, if I apply the same point, I could have cut it here just to make sure that I can write these things. I've taken a part here slightly to the left. So this part, which represents the CD points, which I've drawn here, again, it clings onto the surface. It actually stays in contact with the surface. So it should have an idea that it's getting pressing against the surface. So if the pressure at D is already atmospheric, then pressure at C should be lower so that the net pressure difference causes it to push against the surface. So pressure at C is lesser than the atmospheric pressure, which is interesting because the velocity at C is lower than velocity at D, and you can't apply Bernoulli to say pressure at C is higher. Okay, so you get the point here. The fluid should be pushed against the solid to stay in contact, and this concept is explained by the Laplace pressure. Okay, so the final order without, and you shouldn't use Bernoulli's theorem, is this in terms of gauge pressure. Gauge pressure is the difference of the pressure with atmospheric. So you can have a positive value at B, higher than atmospheric, equal to atmospheric pressure at A and D. That's why zero gauge pressure, and C would be a negative gauge pressure point. Okay, so I hope you got this. I hope you're ready for the bonus descriptions and also the practice problems. So for the Laplace pressure idea, I've already made an analysis of a previous JEE question. So please make sure you go through it. Some of the ideas were discussed in that, and you would find this particular video also enlightening. Okay, so link of that is in the description below or the I button above. I'll move forward. Now coming to the point, we took a situation and we tried to apply our school level physics to explain, right? But what if you want to question, why is this happening? Okay, it's not about what, it's about why is this happening. Two ideas that were provided to explain the complete phenomena, this video being uploaded in 2021. These are the two ideas at the bottom. One idea, which was the past one, is that surface tension doesn't explain this. When I say surface tension doesn't explain, he's talking about the entire curving. Why does it go like this at certain speed? And when you lower the speed, why does it do this? And when you completely pour it drop by drop, why it behaves in a different way, is a nice food for INPHO aspirants. Okay, so the idea one talks about the surface tension not explaining it, and it's all based on pressure itself. There are two videos in the description I have shared from Joel Walker. One is the YouTube link, another one is the Facebook video. So watch them in sequence for the idea one. Then the idea two, which talks about hydrocapillary effect, explaining it. Okay, so it talks about hydrophobic materials and all that. A small MIT article. So these are the two contrasting ideas, which I will come up with an opinion of mine for an INPHO aspirants once the JEE advanced exam is over. So please try to comment your own take on it after watching these two videos if you are free. Okay, right? So I'll tell you how the scientists have solved the problem. Final solution looks like this, how they shape this cup in order to ensure that the tea doesn't pour out with a dribble. Okay, so something like this. We have seen it in real life. You could see that curvature is in such a manner that when the tea is poured, the liquid doesn't actually double back, as they call it. So these are the different conditions that they analyze. Okay, so if I take the simple case of a teapot effect, I can change the lip shape. Lip shape is this cut thing, and you can have all these four possibilities. Wettability, which means whether the liquid actually can wet the solid or not, high or low, and the flow rate, whether you have to pour it quickly or not. You might have seen in real life that when you pour it quickly, the effect is lower. Okay, so you could change these in this particular app. So you could see medium and flat, medium and low. You could see once you're going to the high positions, your lip is going to be having more elevation. So liquid will have to do more work to climb up against gravity. So that's one way of beating the teapot effect. So you could see once you keep this elevation very high, then the liquid actually can't double back. Same thing if wettability is low, right? Wettability is low, then liquid doesn't like the solid, right? It doesn't wet the solid. You could see if wettability is high, it goes and clings onto it. Again, if the flow rate is slow, then you might see generally liquid will get a chance to attack the solid. But if you pour it faster, you could see that liquid doesn't stick to it. So all these are parameters that should explain in the coming concepts which are important for your INPHO. For JEE Advanced, all this is just the situation will be given, simple equations will be asked, which is what was the main idea of this particular video. Okay, so let's move back and take up the practice problems. Okay, so first and foremost, just an acknowledgement of how this teapot effect was initially explained by Joseph Keller in 1999. He won the Ig Nobel Prize. Ig Nobel Prize, I might be wondering some of you, what is Ig Nobel? Ig Nobel is exactly opposite of the Nobel Prize. Okay, so Nobel and Nobel are two different words, BLE and BEL. It's a nice wordplay. In English, when someone asks what is the opposite of noble, Noble, we say it is ignoble. It's not unnoble or something like that. And they've played with that word with the Nobel Prize. And this prize is nicely given to those achievements which are generally trivial. It's a pouring of a teapot effect or something which are trivial events can be explained with science. And these are actually difficult explanations. So they generally are satirically and paradoxically recognized by the Ig Nobel Prize. Okay, so this guy is a quite different person, right? One particular scientist wrote about him. So if you are having time and interest, you can either Google him or read these 3 paragraphs about him. There's another Ig Nobel Prize he won in 2012 about why a jogger's ponytail swings side to side while her head is moving up and down. So this is like almost a double pendulum effect. So if you want a video on this particular aspect in the coming future, please do comment. Okay, so this is very interesting achievements that he has. Okay, now coming to the practice problems, and these are the ones that I'm expecting to appear because fluid dynamics is always a chapter which involves practical applications. JEE always tries to go to them. So I picked up some important questions from the past Resnick and Halliday book, which has good practical applications. So these are all very straightforward one-step questions. Okay, so again, a question that you please read and answer also why and why not the Bernoulli's equation is applicable. Comment your answer along with the timestamp below. I'll respond. Okay. Second question, again, on the basis of that rotational and irrotational flow, when the fluid is curving like what we did in our actual problem, how do you write the pressure difference across this? And he also asks us to compare it with the situation of the vessel actually rotating. When vessel is rotating, the pressure increases in the direction of R. Whereas in this problem, he asks you to prove that the pressure decreases in the direction of R. Okay, so why is it happening in these 2 different problems? You need to be able to answer. That's where your concept gets tested. Okay, so how you can identify rotational flow at JEE level is going to be important. That's why the video that I shared, the old one, you should be watching. So in order to ensure that before we move on to the practice problem 3, I would urge you, if you are new and not done much revision from this particular channel or watched it, so please make sure all the fluid topics I have made it into subtopic playlists, like surface tension has separate playlist, fluid dynamics, then viscosity, all those things. So all of them I put up in the description below. Just watch them as quickly as possible, and just even if you don't have the exam, they will be something that will be worthwhile of your time. Okay, so let's move on to the practice problem 3. Again, another standard structure or standard apparatus that will catch the attention of a JEE advanced examiner is a Venturi meter. It's also there in IRRO. Some of you might have done it. Okay, so this is all nicely colored liquid manometer and all that. A lot of students commit a mistake, a silly mistake in answering this. So answer is also here. It's not about the answer. Just try to read it and convince yourself how to apply the Bernoulli's equation and why you are able to do that. Remember, there are 2 different liquids here. The blue one is different and the pink one is the mercury. Okay, so be careful while you apply it. Okay, next practice problem 4, a rain drainage system, very important one, right? Again, so just read the question. These are the conditions that are given under the question. And this is the final question that is being requested. At what rainfall rate in centimeters per hour should this be, so that the particular floor gets drained? Okay, so read this. These are the kind of things which are very practical in fluid dynamics and generally catch the attention of a JEE examiner. Okay, so that's it. The one thing, please do comment your responses below with the timestamp so that I can answer. Since the exam is coming closer, it might be possible that I may not be able to produce the solution videos of all these practice problems. The best place to discuss them and have a quick resolve is to join the Discord server, post these questions there. Students and myself will be there in order to answer them as quickly as possible if the video becomes late to be produced. Okay, so what is Discord server and why is it useful? I've already made a video tutorial. The video's link is in the I button or the description below. Watch it, join it, you will not regret. Okay, so, and apart from the quickies, there are other parallel series running in the channel. All the parallel series are very, very important, topic wise, subtopic wise. All the things are in the description below. So just explore, try to watch 2 or 3 videos per day, and your preparation will be on track. And if you're a physics lover, you will not complain. Okay, so thanks for staying this long, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I hope with this particular video, you could touch and feel the subject, right? I hope I could make a difference in your understanding of this general effect in fluid dynamics. Okay, so see you in the next one.